On tonight's episode of the podcast, we are twisting the knife. That's right, we're going to talk about Scream 7, the most divided movie in the world right now. Also out on streaming, we're going to talk about the new pirate action film with Carl Urban, The Bluff. Over on the TV side, we got DTF St. Louis. That's right. Jason Bateman alongside David Harbour are back with this new dark comedy. We're going to chat about it. Scrubs has returned. It's been a long time. Did it hit the note on its return? And Monarch has also come back for season 2. Are you ready to remember the Titans? I am. All of that and more, breaking down the news of the last week. So strap on in, because it's time for a brand new Am I on the Air? Well, all right. What is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Am I on the Air? My name is DONMEGA, and I'm your host. I'm so happy that you're here to join me once again to get caught up with the latest and the greatest when it comes to entertainment news in television, movies, and non-spoiler reviews. You come right here on a week-by-week basis to get caught up with it all. It's season 31. It's episode 14. Tonight's episode is titled Twisting the Knife. We're going to be breaking down the news from February the 25th through today, March the 3rd. Happy March, everybody. I cannot believe we're already 3 months in to 2026. It is insane how fast this year is going already. Got a couple movies to talk about, a couple TV shows, then of course we will get into the news of the week. So let's jump right on in. All right, guys, first movie up. Went to the theater, went to the IMAX, checked out Scream 7. Are you ready for some more Scream? This one here, when a new Ghostface killer emerges in the quiet town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Determined to protect her family, Sidney must face the horrors of her past and put an end to the bloodshed once for all. Now, let me set the record here. Scream. I love this franchise. I love it. I grew up on this franchise. This franchise takes me back because when the first movie came out, I was getting out of high school and it just hit at a time when I didn't really watch much horror, and it just did its thing, man. It holds its place as just horror royalty, right? Scream was so damn cool. And I've loved every single movie they've come out with. I've loved that, we had those first 4, and then they kind of took a break, and then they came back with 5, where we were kind of passing the torch to Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega as kind of the leads, but then still honoring the legacy and bringing Neve Campbell in with Courtney Cox. And, we had all that in 5, which was amazing. And then in 6, we had that negotiation problem with the money, and Neve Campbell ended up backing out, and that was the first Scream movie that Neve Campbell was not a part of. Now, I ended up really liking Scream 6, and I was looking forward to seeing where they went next. And then, of course, there was a lot of backstage drama, right? Melissa Barrera ended up getting fired, and then Jenna Ortega, the timing was, of course, oh so perfect for her to come out and say she had scheduling conflicts and she couldn't do the movie either, so you've lost your 2 leads. And then the director for 5 and 6 dropped out, and then they got a new director, and then that director started getting death threats and a lot of hate because they thought he was the one that fired Melissa Barrera, which he was not. So then he ended up leaving the project. And then they got Kevin Williamson to return. Now, Kevin Williamson was the guy that wrote the first movie. He wrote the second movie, and then he wrote the 4th movie, if I'm not mistaken. But this is his first time getting behind the camera and actually directing. But it was something that everybody was very excited about, right? You got the original voice back to kind of continue this on. They signed up Neve Campbell to a big new contract. And this was kind of a return to form, right? With Sidney Prescott as your main character. And I was down for it, as much as I was going to miss Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera, because I really did like those movies. I was ready to, these movies revolve around Sidney Prescott. So I was just very happy Sidney was back, Gail was back, and where was this franchise going to take us, right? So going into Scream 7, went on the preview night, went and saw it in IMAX. I went to a very special fan event, got to see it a little bit earlier, got a pretty cool little poster. We got like a 10-minute kind of intro with the music video from Ice Nine Kills, featuring McKenna Grace. I love that song so much. Twisting the Knife, hence the title for tonight. Check out the song if you missed it. And then kind of a behind-the-scenes thing of how the movie kind of came together and how it was making Scream 7. So we get into the movie, and coming out of the movie, I really liked it. I really, really enjoyed it. I saw it with a great audience because, this was a fan event. This was a screening of probably the most diehard Scream fans locally where I live, and everybody went to that showing. It was pretty sold out, and everybody was cheering and clapping, and all the gruesome kills, everybody was like, whoa, and it was a very vocal audience. And when the movie ended, everybody was clapping and screaming, and everybody looked like they had a great time. And I know I saw this movie with my wife. She loved it. My daughter, she loved it. One of my buddies, he loved it. And we all walked out being like, damn, that was really good. We had a fun time with that. And then, the reviews start coming out. And this is one of those movies, again, that just has me scratching my head. The critic rating for this movie on Rotten Tomatoes is at like 33%. It is the worst reviewed Scream movie of all 7 of them. And I've seen people go as far as to say not only is it the worst Scream movie, but it's, one of the worst movies of the year. It's one of the worst movies they've ever seen. Just a bunch of just nonsense, right? Nonsense. It's one thing to not like a movie, but if you think Scream 7 is one of the worst movies you've ever seen, you obviously have not seen a lot of movies, because that is insane to say. But once again, in typical Rotten Tomato fashion, you look at the audience rating, and this movie sits at about 80%. So most of the audience really likes this movie, and the critics hate it. So it's a very divided film again when you break it down. And this is again where I'm just so happy that as people will say, well, Don, you're a critic too. I'm glad that I'm a critic that watches movies for enjoyment, because I listen to some of these reviews where people are being nitpicky and going after things, and I just don't get how you can watch a movie like this and get so nitpicky. It's a Scream movie. What are you expecting? Are there some choices in these movies that you're like scratching your head on? Of course. Do things happen that you're like, what? That would never happen in real life? Of course. Does that take me out of the movie? No, because it's Scream. And this happens in all horror movies. They do dumb shit. They do things that don't make sense. That's why it's funny to make fun of. That's why Scream did what it did in the first movie. I don't overanalyze things. I go in as a fan and I just want to enjoy what I'm watching. And Scream did that for me. I like this movie. Do I feel like it's one of the best ones of the 7? No. But is it horrible? No. Did I regret seeing it? No. Did I enjoy what I saw? Yes. I had a good time, and I feel like if you're a Scream fan and you like the other 6 movies, you're gonna like this one. Don't let the haters detour you from seeing it. Now, I know most people did go see it because it made a killing at the box office. It's the biggest debut ever for a Scream movie. So that goes to show you something. I mean, it made more, 5 and 6 were big hits. This made more than that without them. So I know there's a lot of controversy, people boycotting, people, review bombing it because of what happened to Melissa Barrera and stuff like that. You can't read too much in between the lines. It's a Scream movie. We got Neve Campbell. Like I said, my negative coming out of this film is the reveal of the Ghostface. I was disappointed. I think the reveal was lackluster. The killer was dumb. The motive was dumb. So, but it's not going to make me hate the movie because of that, because that's 5 minutes of a 2-hour movie. So at the end of the day, we had a blast with it. I'm glad my audience that I saw it with had a blast with it. And I'm glad that most of the audience out there are having fun with this one. So Don't listen to the critics. Go listen to the fans and check it out. The only score you should be looking at is the Rotten Tomato audience rating. That is the only one that truly, truly matters. So I give Scream 7 4 out of 5 stabs. So I really, really enjoyed this one and had a great time. All right, my next one up is the movie The Bluff. Now, this one here is about when a tranquil life on a remote island is shattered by the return of her vengeful former captain, a skilled ex-pirate must confront her bloody past and unleash her deadly talents to save her family from a ruthless siege. Now, this one is led by Carl Urban with Priyanka Chopra. I love both these two. I think Priyanka is great. She should be in more stuff. I think Carl Urban is amazing and should be in more stuff. When I first heard about this movie, I kind of laughed it off because it was a pirate action movie. And I hate pirates. I hate this kind of thing in general. I'm not a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean or any of that crap. So I laughed this movie off. Then the Red Band trailer came out and I said, that actually doesn't look too bad. So it kind of won me over. So I saw the movie drop. This is a streaming movie. It's over on Prime Video. Checked it out, and I did not care for this very much. It was pretty much what my initial gut reaction was. This movie's pretty boring. It's pretty blah. There is some good action in it. I do like Carl Urban in it. I thought Priyanka did a good job in it. But overall, it's just kind of meh at best. So I understand why it's a streaming movie. I would give The Bluff 2 out of 5 stars. I'm not going to put too much stock into this one. This is a movie I'll forget about in a couple months. And then someone will bring it up and I'll go, oh yeah, I forgot that came out. So you can check it out right now, though, if you like, over on Prime Video. If you like pirates, you'll probably really dig this one. I don't like pirates, and I didn't end up digging this one. So it is what it is. That is The Bluff over on Prime Video, 2 out of 5 stars. All right, over on the TV side, the new show of the week that I checked out was DTF St. Louis. This is a show that I've been really looking forward to. It's kind of a dark comedy, crime drama with Jason Bateman, David Harbour, and Linda Cardellini. Love all three of these people. Love them. I am madly in love with Linda Cardellini. Would marry her in a heartbeat. And I love Jason Bateman, David Harbour. Great. Two of them together. Great. And this show is really interesting. Now, it's an HBO original, so they only dropped the first episode. I watched the first episode, and it's about Jason Bateman and David Harbour becoming friends, and their friendship kind of growing, and then Jason Bateman trying to get David Harbour on this app, which is called DTF St. Louis, to basically go outside your marriage and find other women to sleep with. Linda Cardellini is David Harbour's wife, and there's a whole big kind of conspiracy around it. If you see the trailer, you see in the trailer David Harbour dies. And then it turns into this murder mystery. Who did it? Who's involved? What happened? And we're kind of off to the races. So I loved it. I thought this pilot episode was excellent. I am super in. This is a massive thumbs up for me. Love the cast, love the concept, and can't wait to see how it unravels. So definitely check this out. First episode is up on HBO Max, and new episodes drop every Sunday. So there you go. That is DTF St. Louis. Big thumbs up for me on that. Another one that came out was the Scrubs revival, and I've been waiting for this one. Now, in all transparency, I don't know how I missed it when it was originally on, but I never watched Scrubs. Never. And I know it was on for many, many years. And when I look at clips of it, I'm always like, why didn't I watch this? Like, this show looks totally up my alley. I love comedies. I love sitcom comedies. And for some reason, I just missed the Scrubs train. My wife is a massive Scrubs fan. Now, Scrubs was off by the time we got together, so I never got to go down that Scrubs route with her. So she's been very excited about this revival, and so I was like, hey, with the revival, I will definitely watch this with you, because, like I said, I just had no hate for the original series. I just never watched it. So I was down to check out the revival, and they dropped the first 2 episodes, and I'm happy to say I loved it. I loved it. I laughed my ass off. It was cool. It was nostalgic, even though I didn't watch the original series, to see all these characters kind of come back together. The friendship between everybody. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, and I can't wait to see more episodes. I'm super in. This makes me want to go back and watch the original series. So if you've been on the fence or you weren't sure about getting back into it, jump on in. It's awesome. The first two episodes are streaming on Hulu. You can check it out now. Scrubs reboot, and new episodes will drop every week, I believe, on Thursdays. And then lastly, Apple TV dropped season 2 of Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. This is the show that is set in the Godzilla vs. Kong universe. I loved season 1, been waiting for season 2, and I'm happy to report that the first episode they dropped for season 2 is pretty damn awesome, and a new Titan comes out in it that they're going to be tracking down. Kong is there. It's cool to see his addition this year on the show, because last season it was kind of Godzilla and some other stuff. Now this season we got Kong in it, and a lot of other creatures, and this new Titan is incredible. So I can't wait to see where this new season goes, but it was an awesome episode to kick off season 2. So highly recommend you check out Monarch Season 2, Legacy of Monsters, now on Apple TV. So big thumbs up pretty much all the way around. So let's recap here. Scream 7, 4 out of 5 stars, now in theaters. The Bluff, 2 out of 5 stars, streaming on Prime Video. Scrubs is back over on Hulu. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters Season 2 over on Apple TV. And DTF St. Louis over on HBO Max. All right. There's our reviews. Let's get into the box office. Coming in at number 10, it is Zootopia 2. Number 9, How to Make a Killing. Number 8, Send Help. Number 7, I Can Only Imagine 2. Number 6, Crime 101. Number 5, Epic, the Elvis Presley in concert. Number 4, another concert movie from 21 Pilots, More Than We Ever Imagined. Great debut there for a concert movie from them. Number 3, Wuthering Heights. Number 2 is Goat. And number 1, the GOAT of horror movies, that's right, Scream 7, making its massive debut with $63.6 million to break those records, the biggest debut ever for a Scream movie. So we know Scream 8 is right around the corner. So there you go, 63.6 million, Scream 7, number 1. All right, guys, let's get on over to our news of the week. And again, if you want to check out any of these trailers or posters or articles, go on over to our X page. It's very simple, x.com/am I on the air. All one word. Go to it. You don't even got to subscribe, and you can check all this stuff out. All right? So, up first, man, brand new trailer dropped for Mortal Kombat 2. I'm so excited to see this movie. Remember, this movie was supposed to come out last year. They pushed it back because they had big, big hopes for this thing to come out as a summer blockbuster. It has now been pushed to May 8th, and it looks like it's sticking that landing. They said the wait is almost over, and this new trailer is awesome, man. I'm so stoked. So check it out. Mortal Kombat 2 in theaters on May 8th. Check out the new trailer. It's fantastic. We got the new trailer for Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miyasama. This is Gillian Anderson and Hannah Einbinder. This is a new campy kind of horror movie. This is going to hit theaters on August 7th. Iris Apatow, Lana Condor, Millicent Simmons, and Avatinka, along with Maddie Ziegler and Uma Thurman, star in the first trailer for Pretty Lethal. This starts streaming on March 25th on Prime Video. This is a batshit crazy trailer. There's a bunch of young ballerinas, and then it's almost like they're trying to make it set in the John Wick universe, right? Like the ballerina movie, but it's with these girls, and then they just start doing crazy kills, and it's from the producers of Atomic Blonde and Bullet Train, so you know it's from that same kind of world. It's an interesting trailer. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it'll be on Prime Video March 25th. Molly Ringwald has been cast as Van's mother in Yellow Jackets for Season 4. We have another new small 30-second teaser trailer for Spider Noir, which releases on May 27th on Prime Video. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 takes place 6 months after the events of Season 1. The Fisk administration at this point has really taken hold. At the same time, there's a bumbling up of an underground. New York is being transformed. So little premise there as that comes out later this month. Man, get ready. You know, I'm kind of shocked that Marvel has not released more stuff for Season 2 of Born Again, because we are very, very close to this release date, and I feel like with all these Disney Plus shows, they're just kind of dropping the ball like they did with Wonder Man. Industry will officially end with Season 5 over on HBO. Austin Butler's Lance Armstrong movie is going to be streaming exclusively on Apple. Jake Johnson is going to lead a new comedy TV show that is from the Brooklyn Nine-Nine creators. That makes me very excited because I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Jake Johnson. So a TV comedy sounds like a fun ride here. I'm ready for it. Terrifier 4 is moving forward. They are almost done with the script, and they hope to start filming later this year. Becky 3 is moving forward. That's right. Can you believe it? This is a movie that I never thought would ever get a sequel. Becky was a weird little movie with Kevin James as the bad guy going after this girl, Becky. She survives, and then we got Becky 2 with Sean William Scott as the bad guy, and then now Becky 3 is being filmed with Neil Patrick Harris as the bad guy. So the trend here of taking these guys that typically aren't bad guys and making them bad guys for her to kind of kill them off is pretty cool, man. You know, I'm glad to see that these films are finding a home. So Becky 3 moving forward. Let's see here. David Oyelowo's psychological thriller movie Newborn is dropped its first trailer. Paradise, the new show with Sterling K. Brown. Season 2 is now streaming. I love this show very, very much, by the way. But it sounds like they are going, this isn't official yet, but from the creator of the show, he says they think they're going to renew it for one more season, and they're going to wrap their story up after season 3. So it sounds like the show will end with season 3 based on the storyline that they've already set forward. So there you go. So you know what? I don't like when shows end early like that after just a third season, but I do appreciate when a creator says, hey, this is my story and we've told our story, and they don't want to push it because then you risk those shitty seasons that nobody likes. So we have the first official trailer for Jury Duty presents Company Retreat. This premieres March 20th over on Prime Video. For those of you wondering what this is, there was a show a couple years ago called Jury Duty, which was a hidden camera kind of show where there was a guy on jury duty that was just a normal dude that was selected, and everyone else on the jury and the courtroom and everything he went through, they were all actors, and they were basically punking him. It was a hilarious show that you could check out now. It was really, really good. So they renewed it for season 2, and to do it a little different this time around, they're doing Company Retreat. So they got this guy who gets hired with this company, and then they go on a company retreat, and everybody's an actor but him, and it's batshit crazy. So check out the trailer for that. Once again, March 20th on Prime Video. So we've had a lot of movement on the whole Netflix buying Warner Brothers thing, because remember, so Warner Brothers has been up for sale. Netflix and Paramount were going back and forth. They chose Netflix. Paramount kept coming back with different offers. They said, no, we're going with Netflix. And then Paramount finally put in an offer that Warner Brothers said, we might have something here. This offer is pretty superior. So they gave Netflix 4 days to propose a new bid. And pretty much the next day after this news dropped, Netflix bowed out. They said, we're done. We're not putting in a new bid. So at this point, Paramount Pictures has won the war, and they are supposedly buying Warner Brothers. And the big difference here is that Netflix was only buying HBO and the Warner Brothers kind of film and TV category. They didn't want the Discovery side of Warner Brothers that had all the TV networks and all the other kind of stuff. They didn't want that. Whereas Paramount's bid is higher, but they are taking the whole kit and caboodle. They're taking everything. So how that will play out, we will have to wait and see. This still has to get approved by the FCC and everybody. So we will just have to wait and see at this point. But it is moving forward with Paramount, and we'll have more news on this as we kind of go along. We have the first trailer for In a Violent Nature 2. This is the horror movie sequel that is shot from the perspective of the killer. I didn't care for In a Violent Nature 1, so hopefully they do something a little different here. Curious to see this sequel. Emma Stone and Chris Pine will star in the new rom-com titled The Catch. This will be directed by Dave McCary. We have the first trailer for Steven Soderbergh's The Christophers, starring Ian McKellen and Michaela Cole. The film follows two siblings who hire a forger to finish their father's paintings so they become valuable after his death. It hits select theaters on April 10th. Heated Rivalry Season 2 is expected to release in April of 2027. Filming is supposed to begin this summer. The Comeback released Season 3's first trailer. This is Lisa Kudrow's HBO show. Lord and Miller talk about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse getting delayed. And basically, long story short, they said, that first movie was supposed to be one movie. And then it got split in two. And when they went back and looked at it, they were like, the second half isn't really a full movie. It's just kind of the ending of the first movie. So they went back and they retooled it and they basically started all over again. So that's why it's taken so goddamn long. So hopefully everything sticks from now. It looks like it is on pace to be released next year. We have the first trailer for Faces of Death. Definitely looking forward to checking that one out. Animal Control has been renewed for Season 5 over at Fox with Joel McHale. I really like Animal Control. It's a silly little comedy, but I really like it. It's pretty damn funny. You can check it out on Hulu. Star City is the For All Mankind spin-off show. This is coming to Apple TV on May 29th. So check out that first season of Star City. The Vampire Diaries star Paul Wesley has joined the cast of The Buccaneers for Season 3. Nick Jonas and Paul Rudd star in a new movie called Power Ballad. This hits theaters on June 5th, and we should be getting a trailer anytime now. We have your first look at the God of War TV series, Ryan Hurst as Kratos and Caleb Vincent as Atreus. The Prime Video series is now in production. I'm not a fan of this picture, and not many people are. This guy doesn't really look like Kratos very much. He's not big enough. He's not buff enough. And it's just a weird shot to put out as your first look. So a new G.I. Joe movie is in the works. Max Landis and Danny McBride are both writing 2 separate scripts, and then Paramount supposedly will blend the 2 scripts into one picture. So very weird concept, and we'll see how that goes. Dakota Johnson, Saoirse Ronan, Jessie Buckley, and Josh O'Connor will star in a movie adaptation of 3 Incestuous Sisters for director Alice Rohrwacher. The story follows a sibling rivalry that happens after one sister is driven mad with jealousy due to the love affair of another. Gorillaz have released their new animated short film, The Mountain, the Moon Cave, and the Sad God. So you can check that out over on YouTube. That movie, Power Ballad, that I just talked about with Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas, the film follows a wedding singer whose song gets stolen by a rock star. So there's kind of the... this just sounds cool, man. I'm already very interested. I think Paul Rudd plays the rock star and Nick Jonas is the wedding singer. I'm pretty sure that's the way it plays out, but I won't know till I see the trailer. So there you go. Let's see here... Paramount already paid Netflix $2.8 billion to terminate their agreement with Warner Brothers. So that's a lot of money, and they gave it right to Netflix. So Netflix is now saying, hey, man, we're almost $3 billion richer. What we going to do with that movie, son? Paramount claims that they will release a minimum of 30 films per year theatrically once they buy Warner Brothers. It will be 15 per studio because they're going to run Warner Brothers separately as it is. And then, of course, they have Paramount still. So 15 for Paramount, 15 for Warner Brothers, all with a minimum 45-day theatrical window globally for each release. Netflix is moving forward with a Monopoly game show over on Netflix. So very interesting there. We'll see how that plays out. Lisa Kudrow's The Comeback Season 3 will premiere March 22nd on HBO Max. The Laguna Beach reunion is coming to the Roku channel on April 10th. Drew Goddard reveals that they are still developing the new Matrix movie, so I know a lot of people were wondering if that was still a thing or not, and it sounds like it still is. A live-action Astro Boy movie is in the works over at Sony. Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan are developing the film. Let's see here. Sorry, just skipping a couple things that we've already talked about. We have the full winners list of the Actor Awards from 2026, formerly known as the SAG Awards, Screen Actors Guild. So now it's just called the Actor Awards. This actually aired on Netflix, so check out the full winners list there on our X page. It sounds like Tom Holland and Zendaya are now married, so big congratulations to them. That's awesome there. Peter Parker found his MJ in real life. All right, what else we got? Zombies 5 is officially in the works at Disney Channel and Disney Plus. Franchise stars Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly are not returning to their roles of Zed and Addison, but will remain on as executive producers. Malachi Barton and Freya Sky will headline the film, reprising their roles as Victor and Nova from Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires. Very interesting. HBO Max and Paramount Plus will be combined into one streaming platform under the Paramount Warner Brothers regime. However, Paramount bosses stress that HBO brand will operate with its own independence. As we said, we do plan to put the two services together, which today gives us a little over 200 million direct-to-consumer subscribers. Paramount CEO David Ellison said, "We think that really positions us to compete with the leaders in the space. At Paramount, by the middle of this year, we'll have completed the consolidation of our three services under one unified stack, and you can see us taking a similar approach to this platform going forward." So there you go, man. A lot of people wondering, hey, what's going to happen with HBO Max if Paramount's buying Warner Brothers? So now it seems like both services will be combined into one, which I'm always down for. Even if they raise the price a little bit, we get 2 for 1. I love Paramount Plus. I love HBO Max. So if you want to give me both for just a little bit more or the same price, why not? I'm there for it. Hopefully they'll make some more bundles too, because right now I have HBO Max paired with my Hulu and Disney Plus, so hopefully it doesn't mess that up. We have the first trailer for Scary Movie 6, which is now officially just titled Scary Movie, doing the same thing that movies like Scream and Halloween did, where they just drop the number and give it the same name as the first movie. This hits theaters on June 12th, and this trailer is amazing. They showed this trailer before Scream 7, and my theater lost it, dude. I lost it. I was dying. I love Scary Movie, one of the funniest parody movies I've ever seen, and they haven't done one in a long time. And the thing with this is that the Wayans brothers did Scary Movie 1 and 2, and then they left, and another company took over and did Scary Movie 3, 4, and 5. And now the Wayans brothers are back to take it over, and they're writing and directing and doing the Scary Movie 6 thing on their own. And you watch the trailer and you just see it and you feel it, and it's just a throwback to that old school feeling. I absolutely loved it. This trailer is incredible. Make sure you check out Scary Movie, man. This is so, so good. I cannot wait till June. What else we got here? Oh, I just said June 12th, and then as of today, the news broke from Marlon Wayans himself that they have moved the movie up 1 week due to the popular demand from this trailer dropping. So it'll now release on June 5th. So get ready. Scary Movie, June 5th. A Game of Thrones movie is also in the works over at Warner Brothers. Andor writer Bo Williamson has been tapped to pen the script. The story is reportedly about Aegon the Conqueror. Maisie Stella and Tatum Grace Hopkins have been cast as Chloe and Max in the Life is Strange series based on the video game that's coming to Prime Video. The Legend of Vox Machina Season 4 is going to premiere on June 3rd over on Prime Video. Yellow Jackets Season 4, the fourth and final season, is now officially in production. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is also now in production. This will be hitting theaters on March 2027. We have a new final trailer for One Piece Season 2, which premieres on March 10th over on Netflix. Harry Styles performs his new album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, in the special One Night in Manchester. This is going to be a live concert that streams March 8th over on Netflix. All right, what else we got here? We have the first trailer for The Miniature Wife. This one stars Elizabeth Banks and Matthew McFadyen. The series follows a couple who face a crisis in their relationship after one of them gets shrunk to a miniature size. Hey, spoiler alert, it's Elizabeth Banks. Check it out in the trailer. This releases April 9th on Peacock. Now, this sounds batshit crazy. It looks batshit crazy. This could be one of the stupidest shows, but it could also be pretty damn funny. I will definitely check it out because Peacock's originals are pretty more hit than miss. So check out that trailer. Sasha Calle, the original Supergirl from the DCEU, she's been cast in Mike Flanagan's upcoming Exorcist movie. She joins Scarlett Johansson, Diane Lane, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Lawrence Fishburne. So nice casting there. Lewis Cunningham has been cast as Modi in the God of War series. We have the first trailer for Pinocchio, the new horror movie that is set in the Poohniverse. That's right, the Poohniverse with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and the Bambi Killer, and all kinds of weird stuff that was Disney things that are now just open source, and anybody can make a horror movie about it. But this one actually looks pretty batshit crazy. This could be decent. So check out the trailer for Pinocchio, the horror movie. All right. Paramount releasing some final details here about their merger with Warner Brothers. I know we talked about some of this already, but these are the bullet points that came out the meeting. HBO Max and Paramount Plus being combined into one service. 15 films per studio with 45-day theatrical windows for each film. Merged company will have approximately $79 billion in debt. $6 billion in cost cutting, including consolidating on tech infrastructure, real estate, corporate overheads, and more. No plans to sell off or spin off any of the cable assets. Flexibility to put sports like the UFC on any cable network. Will continue to license movies and TV shows to other studios and platforms. And AI will be a tool for artists, but never a replacement for storylines. A new Squid Game spinoff is coming to Netflix. This one's kind of like Squid Game All-Stars with a bunch of reality people from different shows coming together to do the Squid Game stuff, so pretty interesting there. Zootopia 2 finally hitting some streaming there, man. Movie was such a massive hit. It's been in theaters for months. It's finally hitting streaming. It'll come to Disney Plus on March 11th. The Mummy 4. The directors were asked if the Brendan Fraser movie, if number 3, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, is actually canon to the franchise. Interesting question, right? And the directors said, they didn't really answer it, but they kind of answered it, but didn't directly answered it. But they gave a little hint, and they said, in Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, was Rachel Weisz in that movie? Because she's coming back for this one, and she's in the first two, but she's not in the third movie. And they said, that's kind of your answer there. If she wasn't in the third, it's probably not canon. So there you go on that question. Paul Giamatti working on a new horror movie where he's trapped in every tourist's worst nightmare. So we'll see how that one turns out. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is probably moving forward. That's right. There's some good news there, as a lot of people in production are saying that they are gearing up to make a Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and that they hope to film this summer and it'll come out next year. So we'll keep you posted on it because it's still not greenlit, but the movie did make enough money that it should have no problem doing that. We have the trailer, the awesome trailer for this new time-traveling, double-crossing, ass-kicking comedy. The new movie, Mike and Nick and Alice, is coming to Hulu exclusively on March 27th. This movie looks awesome. This one stars Vince Vaughn, James Marsden, Isa Gonzalez, and Vince Vaughn. And yes, I said Vince Vaughn's name twice because he's in this movie twice, because he plays a character that comes back from the future to deal with his older self. So it is a crazy action film. I love Vince Vaughn, I love James Marsden, and I hella love Isa Gonzalez. So this movie already had me by the name and the cast. And then I watched this trailer, and this trailer is fantastic. I cannot wait for this movie. It's going to be awesome. Check it out March 27th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Vince Vaughn, James Marsden, Isa Gonzalez, Mike and Nick and Alice. Check it out. It looks so good. Best Medicine has been renewed for season 2. Netflix has already renewed Little House on the Prairie reboot for season 2, even though season 1 ain't come out yet. Tyler Perry is getting into the firefighting business. That's right, he's launching his own firefighter show. It's going to be a new drama called Where There's Smoke, and it's going to be coming to Netflix. Unfortunately, Palm Royale has been canceled after 2 seasons over on Apple TV. It will not be back for a 3rd season. This is the Kristen Wiig comedy, and I can kind of understand it, man. I was a big fan of season 1 of Palm Royale. I loved it, and I was excited when it got renewed for season 2. Season 2 came out, and I'm like 3 episodes in, and I can't even finish the season. It's just not a great 2nd season. And I can understand why a lot of people probably fell out of it, and it just didn't hit those ratings to garner another season. So Palm Royale canceled. Congratulations to the Scrubs revival. It has been resuscitated. That's right. The revival's premiere tallied 11.36 million views across multi-platform in its first 5 days. It is the biggest audience for a comedy episode in more than a year. So congratulations there. That's awesome. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Destination X has been renewed for season 2 over on NBC. Jessica Belkin has joined the Baywatch reboot. And last but not least, Seth MacFarlane talking about the Orville again. Remember his space show that was kind of like Star Trek? The Orville had 3 seasons. Kind of a crazy ride because the first couple seasons were on Fox and then the last season was on Hulu. And then it never really got canceled. It didn't get canceled, didn't get renewed. It just kind of sitting there in limbo. But Seth MacFarlane says season 4 is written. They've already written the whole season, and he has talked to Hulu, and the show could possibly return. So no guarantees, but it could. So fingers crossed if you were a fan of the Orville. And on that note, my friends, that is our show. We did it, baby. You are caught up with the latest and the greatest. So let me get you on out of here with some plugs. AmIOnTheAir.com is the official webpage, so make sure you bookmark that. It's got everything you need, all the episodes, links to socials, ways to share, support the show. It's all right there, AmIOnTheAir.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/AmIOnTheAir. Give us a follow on our X page. It's at simply Am I On The Air. You can follow me directly at DXDonMega. Same handles over on Threads and Blue Sky, so if you prefer to follow over there, more power to you. Go ahead and do it. Make sure you subscribe to your favorite podcast feed, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to us. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. Make sure you follow our other socials like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all simply at Am I On The Air. And thank you to our great affiliates at Red Dragons Radio and the Pop Culture Pros. You can follow them at Red Dragons Radio, all one word, and at PopCulture_Pros. Thank you guys for always streaming our show on demand. That'll do it for me. This weekend at the theater, we are going to check out The Bride. It's a movie that I'm kind of on the fence about. I feel like it could be cool, but it could also be a disaster. So looking forward to it, though. It looks like it could be a new monster, weird takeoff spin on like Natural Born Killers. So my fingers are crossed. We'll see how it goes. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. So take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace. Red Dragon!